And we're back with another exclusive bonus episode previewing. We're going to preview the Nebraska game. I think talk about a little what they have. I think based on how the Big Ten tournament is shaked out, this will be a big game for both teams involved. So we wanted to give you guys a little preview and kind of what to expect for from Nebraska uh, in anticipation for this game on Friday. Fox, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, so Nebraska this season
Ooh,
sixth in the conference this season. They had a 29-27 overall record, which is a 518 winning percentage. They were 500 in conference, going 15-15. They're currently on a 2-game winning streak. At home, they're 14 and 10. Away, they're 11-14. In neutral sites, they were 4-3. I wouldn't say this is a neutral site. If you watched the broadcast yesterday, they were definitely had a large contingent of
yeah,
fans there. So I would assume it's basically going to be an away crowd atmosphere. Um, we'll see how it goes. It is on a Friday night in Omaha, Nebraska. So there may be a lot of fans out there for that game. Um, in their last, as we previewed in the last episode about Michigan State, they did win um, a crazy game at the end where uh, Michigan State blew the game twice. Um, both very similar to what happened in the World Series. Um, a failed cover of first base and a dropped fly ball in the outfield ultimately did Michigan State in, tied the game up, and then allowed a single up the middle with a runner on to end the game. Um, Overall, Nebraska is definitely will be a challenging opponent, and we'll have to see what the cards hold on Friday.
yeah. Um, this, if you didn't know already, the winner of this game will advance to the single elimination uh, bracket, uh, and the loser basically goes home from the Big Ten tournament. So either way, this is a big game for both Oregon and Nebraska as it comes to their tournament, uh, Big Ten tournament hopes, as well as obviously Oregon has more at stake with resume and conference regionals and things postseason implications and all that. So definitely a big game, and I hope that you guys find a way to tune in Friday afternoon.
The only thing I would say to counteract that is I think Nebraska needs to win this game to continue their season. Um, they won't get into the tournament if they don't win this game. So they're likely also to basically throw everything that they have at this game um, if it's really close at the end.
Yeah,
Um,
looking at their RPI right now, they have a 62 RPI, um, with not a great quad one, quad two um, resume. So they will need to go far, if not win the tournament, to have a shot at more postseason play.
um, Looking into the potential starting pitchers, so they have 3 starters that they've used since the end of the season. Um, they have Tucker, the starter that went that started their first game, Ty Horn. Um, this season, he has a 5.89 ERA with a FIP of 5.25. He's pitched 70 innings this year, has a 2-4 record over 15 starts. He has a 20% K percentage, 8.9 walk percentage, which results into 11.5 K minus walk percentage. He's been a little bit unlucky this year with the averaging 276 with balls hit and a 312 BABIP. But he stranded a good number of the runners on base, 64.5. But I would be pretty shocked if he actually pitched in this game, unless it might be like a single inning type of deal. He pitched 49 pitches over 2 innings, giving up 3 runs on 2 hits and 3 walks with 2 strikeouts. And he faced 11 batters on 7 at-bats. The next potential pitcher is Tucker Timmerman. He only has 4 games started this year over 10 games, but that is likely due to he suffered a severe facial injury at the beginning of the season, getting hit in a game versus Vanderbilt. He has a 5.34 ERA and a 4.55 FIP. He has 2-1 in wins and losses over 30 innings. His K percentage is 20.7, a walk percentage of 7.4, and a K minus walk of 13.3. He has 284 BABIP, strands 59.9 on base, percent of his batters on base. So overall, he's a pretty good Friday starter. Depends on the situation. It's likely he won't get the start as he pitched 52 pitches over 3 innings, surrendering 1 run that was unearned. I had 4 strikeouts to 1 walk and 2 hits. The pitcher that we personally believe will likely get the start is Jackson Brockett. He's a lefty senior. He's pitched 13 games this season. As starts, 14. He is 3-3 in those starts. He's pitched 54.2 innings. He has an ERA of 3.62 and a FIP of 4.59. So statistically, he's their best starter that they've had so far this season. He strikes out 50% of his batters, walks 7.7% of them, and a 7.3 K minus walk percentage. He has a 306 BABIP, strains 73.1% of the runners on base. So overall, it looks like he will get the start. Another potential starter, if they really try to throw a curveball, would be Will Walsh, a lefty senior, redshirt senior. But he hasn't started recently. His last start was against Creighton a few weeks ago on 6th of May. Ken, you have any thoughts?
Early thoughts. I think they put a lot of their chips into Michigan State. Obviously, they needed to win that game as well. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how things shake out in terms of who they decide to start, and things of that nature, regardless of the result of Oregon versus Michigan State. There's a lot of different scenarios I can foresee. I just saw that they made a scheduling change for the Big Ten tournament as about half an hour ago. There will be 4 games tomorrow, or because of inclement weather forecasted. So I think that also will play a factor in what they decide to do as well.
Um, I think looking into their batting, it really depends on. They have several of their players out with injury. Who are some of their best players? Ty Stone. He has an injury on his wrist caused by a hit by pitch, and Max Butenbeck. Um, he's been sick, so there's a potential that he could come. I don't know if they've traveled. We don't. Um, we're obviously not in Omaha, so we can't tell if they are with the team or not.
Yep.
But some of Kenny, if you want to go over some of the batters that are important in this game.
Yeah. I think if you've watched the Nebraska Michigan State game, there were several key names that you probably saw that you go, oh, you might want to keep an eye out. Case Sanderson, batting 315 on the season, with a 433 slug and a 425 OBP. 3 home runs, 29 RBIs of the year. He went 3 for 5, or sorry, yeah, 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs in Tuesday's game against Michigan State. So definitely a key guy to look out for. I'd also keep an eye on Caden Brumball. He is batting 314 on the year with 4 home runs, 30 RBIs, and a 398 on base percentage. Both of those guys that I just noted have a high strikeout to walk ratio, so definitely something to look out for. Caden Brumbaugh also went 3 for 5 on Tuesday. There's other guys as well that contributed, but I think for me and my observation, a lot of the contributions come from their middle of the order. And I think if they struggle in the middle of the order, I think their offense as a whole might not have a good day. Obviously, as we talked about in the other bonus episode and in our Big Ten tournament preview episode, win will also be a significant factor when it turn balls hit in play. So definitely, they don't hit the ball out as much as other Big Ten teams, but you know, win can always change that in a hurry. So that's my early observations.
The wind, there's likely a 6 mile per hour wind around the game start time of the game. So, but it might be different at the stadium. That's just a general weather in Omaha, Nebraska on Friday. Overall, it really this team looks a lot like a lot of the other teams that they played, where it's a lot of like hit the ball and play. There's a little bit of slugging more in Nebraska compared to other teams like Iowa. They've hit their fair number of home runs this year, of 57. They've also surrendered the long ball a lot, which is 67. But it looks like they have a good amount of average. They have decent slugging. Their steals they steal a little bit, but they do have a lot of like caught stealing attempts. But we'll see how it goes. it really depends on who's Oregon's going to start. As we said, maybe they'll throw. They may throw Clark on the Thursday's game. It could be that they want to try to get him like 2 starts, try to like see if they can go like Friday to Thursday to Sunday. That's somewhat unlikely. But it also could be that they want to save him for the important game on Friday and have him be out for the weekend, but hopefully try and get their best starter in for their most important performance.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting storyline to follow. I think with how the format, this very unfortunate Big Ten tournament format, some games are meaningless, which is meaningless in the sense of it doesn't matter for the sense of the Big Ten tournament itself. Obviously, there's meaning for teams that are either trying to solidify their resume, or hopefully steal a bid into the tournament one way or another. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how Oregon maneuvers Thursday, and then how Oregon maneuvers Friday. I think it just depends on what arms they use the night prior.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Oregon definitely has, if they continue to play at the level they have over the past 2 weeks, there's a good shot. But you never want to go into this game feeling like you've already won it, because you haven't played since
Saturday.
since Saturday of last week. This team had a very emotional win on Tuesday. They get to watch you on Thursday, and they know going into this game that they have to win it, no matter what.
Yep. So I think Oregon, as long as they keep their foot on the gas from the first inning all the way to the ninth inning, got a pretty good shot.
So we will have, if you're seeing this would be uploaded at the end of the Michigan State game that happened a little bit earlier. There will be likely, depends on how we feel and how the results of the game. We may provide a quick recap of that game, or we will guaranteed do a combined recap of these 2 games before anything that happens on Saturday.
Yep.
So
Yep.
So if you're having if you're watching this on Thursday night, have a good night, and we'll see how the next how this game goes on, the important one in Group A of the Big Ten tournament.
Yep. Remember, as always, like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. Always keep an eye out for our additional content on Instagram and Twitter. And with that being said, we will see y'all back here for the next episode. And as always, go Ducks.